Hello everybody, welcome back to Destiny 2, and today we're going to be going over my favorite ever Strand Hunter build. This is so unbelievably strong and fun to play, and it's just an absolute blast. So we're going to get right into it. So as you can see, our exotic is Final Warning. This is a very, very good exotic. It's very underrated. People just do not use this thing. I think it's because Quicksilver Storm exists, and it's a sidearm. And that's fair. Sidearms aren't very great right now, and Quicksilver Storm is probably the best primary in the game. You get basically a heavy weapon for free, and has a lot of ammo, all that. But this is also very, very good if you're kind of bored of that playstyle or that gun. This is a good alternative. So, getting right into it, we're going to get right into our subclass. Obviously, Silk Strike, only super. We are using Gambler's Dodge. You can also use Marksman Dodge. I like it because we are using Threaded Spike, and this is kind of decent for the build. You can use whatever jump you like. I use Triple Jump, Threaded Spike, like I just mentioned. Grenade is up to you. Threadling Grenade's very good. Grapple's a lot of fun. I like using Shackle Grenade. Shackle got and Suspend got nerfed recently, semi-recently, but it's still very good. It's good for crowd control, just in case, there's a big target shooting at me, just put that on them for a few seconds just so you can get out of harm's way. Okay, for the aspects here, we are using Whirling Maelstrom. So this, every time there's a tangle, you shoot it, and it will be a big, like, swirly Beyblade thing. It's very cool. Does a lot of damage. Good crowd control. The next one we are using is Threaded Spectre. So dodging puts a decoy that will, once breaks or you shoot it, will explode into a bunch of threadlings, threadlings, and will seek enemies and do a bunch of damage. It basically acts like invisibility. So when you activate this, none of the enemies that see the specter will shoot at you. It's basically invisibility, and you have two of them because of our exotic armor piece. For the fragments, we're using Thread of Rebirth. So Strand Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create a thread lane. Thread of Evolution, threadlings travel further and deal additional damage. This is a very threadling focused build. Like I said, you can also use threadling grenades to do even more damage. Once again, I like the crowd control though. We're using Thread of Warding, so picking up an Orb of Power grants Woven Mail. These two right here with Thread Generation, dealing damage generates grenade energy. These are two like staple fragments. You can trade them out for other things if you want though. Depending on if you don't really want these or need these. I just have them because they're very nice quality of the build fragments. For our exotic weapon, like I said, we are using Final Warning. This is a sidearm. And for the first perk is Pick Your Poison. Hip firing projectiles will track marked targets, dealing increased body shot damage on impact. And aiming, projectiles have a greatly increased velocity and deal extra critical damage to marked targets. We are basically only aiming this weapon and shooting at the head, charging it up to max. And so you don't really need to worry about the hip fire. Doing extra body shot damage, kind of strange. The intrinsic trait is all at once. Holding down the trigger marks targets within range and loads multiple bullets, which fire in a burst with increased stability on trigger release. Hitting a marked target with a fully charged burst will unravel them. So that will allow us to do even extra damage with things like Final Warning or our heavy weapon if you choose to use a Strand heavy weapon. In terms of other weapons, it's basically up to you. I like using a fusion rifle and then the Trials GL. And for our armor mods, getting into this, on the helmet we are using two harmonic siphons and a heavy ammo finder, just so we have extra heavy ammo. On the gauntlets we are using impact induction and heavy-handed. We use our melee quite a bit in this build just because we get it back when we dodge, and we're dodging a lot, and it will unravel targets when we use it, so that's why. On the chest piece, you can use resistance mods, and I use charged up, so it increases the maximum number of stacks of armor charge you can carry up to 1. On our boots, I'm using recuperation, insulation, and stacks on stacks, so picking up an orb of power grants you 1 additional stack of armor charge. Then on our cloak, we are using Reaper and utility kickstart, so collecting armor power causes you to gain 1 temporary armor charge. When your class ability energy is fully expended, your armor charge is consumed, and you gain class ability energy for each armor charge to use. So this will allow us to spam dodge even more. Mixed with our exotic, being 6 Coyote, where we have 2 dodges, this is very, very, very strong. So I'm just going to use this build in a solo Lost Sector at this light level or whatever, and yeah, I will show you how this build performs. I'll probably change up the weapons so I can use unstop or whatever I need to use. So that is basically it. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys try out the build. It's very, very, very strong and a lot of fun. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.